Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Hello and welcome to the Divine Self-Care Meditations and Musings podcast, brought to you by the 66 Sacred Rituals to Activate Daily Magic and Abundance. Rituals help you to slow down and connect with your intuition, with nature's magic, and your deepest desires and needs. With 66 sacred rituals, I designed each audio ritual with your wellness, abundance, and your happiness in mind. When you sign up, within 24 hours, you'll receive access to your very first ritual. Then each day for 66 days, you'll get access to a new ritual to activate abundance and feel empowered to take action towards your dreams. And once you sign up, you'll have lifetime access so you can practice your favorites as many times as you like. You can download them and listen anytime, anywhere. They're yours to keep. And as a listener of this podcast, I want to gift you with a $10 off coupon. All you need to do is head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And in checkout, use the coupon code podcast. That's it. Enjoy this offer, and I wish you so much magic, joy, and abundance. Today, we're going to dive into a ritual meditation, visualization to help you meet your spirit animal. So first, what is a spirit animal? Well, according to spiritual work, nature's magic, any sort of ancient tradition, there is metaphor in nature. Nature has so much to teach us. For example, if you're sitting next to a river and you're watching the water flow, there are thoughts that come into your mind. Thoughts like, the water just flows so easily. Go with the flow. Everything just flows. And all of these messages could definitely be just left at the river. But if you're really listening and if you're in tune with nature, then you have the capacity to take those thoughts, go with the flow, everything flows, all is well, everything's abundant, and take it back into your own life as a message. This is why nature is such a powerful teacher. And nature includes the trees, the flowers, the sky, the birds, the animals. All of nature is always there, ready to talk with you, if only you are willing to be present and listen. If you are spending most of your time indoors, especially next to technology, you're going to miss so much magic that's available to you. You're going to miss guidance from the world of nature that is here to help you and support you. Now, I love the old Einstein quote, "You can live as if everything is a miracle or as nothing is a miracle." And to me, this really speaks to the connection that we as human beings have on this planet with nature. To me, the people who are in tune with nature's cycles and rhythms are the ones that are also most connected with themselves. In fact, it's funny for me to even say this out loud, but at one point, several years ago, I was so disconnected from the moon cycles that I didn't even realize that a full moon happened every month. Now, you might be listening to this and laughing at me, and you'd be right too, because I just didn't quite get it. I'm like, oh, a full moon happens like once in a while, or every blue moon, or I didn't even know what it was. But now that I live in a place that is full of nature, I literally live in the forest, in a house in the forest. I am also consciously in tune with nature's seasons as a mother of a child, as a woman who is going through the years. I can definitely understand the disconnection that I had in the past from the moon cycle, from the power of the full moon to the mystery of the new moon and the darkness, I can definitely see it now. Not only in my environment, when I walk my dog at night, the difference between walking her under a full moon and walking her under a new moon, and the stars that are out, or the ones I can see or not see, I can definitely feel the difference in the energy, but also feel the difference in myself and my creative cycle. And the moon reminds me that I have my own cycles, both creatively, in my business, as a mother, as a woman, as a wife. And so I've allowed the metaphor of the moon to really inform me in my work and in my days. Now, animals and finding an animal spirit is something that I've explored in various ways over the years. I've explored them with tarot cards, such as spirit animal cards, which I actually have near me right now. They're called medicine cards. And these medicine cards, it's called the discovery of power through the way of animals. And I actually wanted to go ahead and pull one for us today. And before I go ahead and do the meditation, which will help you meet your own animal, then I want to pull one for us today, which will help us to get a little bit of guidance and just show you how animals can be a metaphor. So I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle the cards real quickly here. You can hear that. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and pull a card to give us guidance for today. And I pulled a salmon, which would make my son very happy because he is into fishing like crazy, and salmon season is just about to start. Actually, it just started. So I'm going to go ahead and look up salmon. Just give me a moment here. I didn't want to do this before the call. I wanted to do it right during the call to really tap into our energy here today. Okay, so salmon. First of all, there's a little quote. And again, this comes from the medicine cards. And the medicine cards are created by Jamie Sams and David Carson. And I will go ahead and post a link in the notes for you as well. Salmon, wisdom and inner knowing. Salmon, keeper of inner knowing, illuminate all that I can see. Fill me with the love of learning, life's sacred wisdom offered to me. Now, there's definitely kind of a longer, actually it's not that long, maybe I will read it. Okay, so here's the salmon wisdom for you and for me. Salmon is the sacred keeper of wisdom and inner knowing, who, despite strong river currents, will always return to the place of its creation. Its determination is driven by the wisdom of instinct and inner knowing, which yields a sense of purpose that cannot be thwarted by external forces. Coming full circle, salmon medicine, people finish what they begin, bringing life's events and cycles to closure. Salmon medicine honors every encounter in life as a gathering of wisdom. It teaches that even when the flow of life seems to push you back, you can tap the hidden resources of your human spirit and personal inner knowing. The journey may not be an easy one, and the currents of public opinion may not be in your favor, but you can choose to honor the wisdom you carry and instinctually do what is right. If salmon swam into your cards today, it may be telling you to trust your gut feeling and inner knowing at this time. Avoid the influence of those who may have hidden agendas or who manipulate events for their personal gain. Do you need to reflect on the personal experiences that will help you decide whether the tide is ebbing or flowing in a direction that benefits your forward momentum and growth? Go back to the beginning and retrace your path to this point. The wisdom is inside you, and when honoring it, you will not go wrong. The silver of salmon skin reflects many lessons. To reclaim your inner knowing, you must see the opportunity in all situations and know that wisdom is earned through both life's easy and difficult experiences. Be willing to listen to others as well as to the small, still voice within. Behave in a manner that honors your path. The proper use of inner knowing comes when you flow with your authentic feelings, embracing all the experiences you encounter in life as learning lessons rather than hardships. Salmon teaches you to see every bend in the river as a new adventure, with a lesson you need to learn in order to grow. That knowledge becomes authentic wisdom through applying these truths to your life. So that's the wisdom of salmon that we pulled today. Most definitely applies to where I am in my life right now and how I am restructuring my business, looking at what I really, really want, how to keep things simple, etc. So I hope that applied to you as well. And so again, that's one way to connect with spirit animals, with spirit medicine, with animal medicine, through tarot cards like that. Another way to do it is by going out into nature and to understand that when you have an encounter with an animal, especially a wild one, that it is a metaphor for you. It is wisdom for you. So something like encountering a snake, right? You might be out on a walk and all of a sudden you look down and there's a snake and you see it and it's close to you. Now, you can just dismiss it as being a snake and walk by it and never think about it again. Or you can say, interesting, there's a snake on my path. What is it trying to tell me? Well, for me, snake might mean transformation. It might mean shedding old skin. It might mean slithering my way into an experience. It might mean, really, for me, when I think of snakes, I think of medicine. I think of ancient wisdom. I think of shedding old skins and transformation. That's what I think of. So what do you think of? And every single animal has its own sort of way of being, right? There's a word that you think of, like bees. Some people might think of busy bees, worker bees. If you see a hummingbird, hummingbirds love sweet water. It's all about sweetness in life. If you see a raven, it might mean a message is coming to you. You need to look at the darkness, and that's not a bad or good thing. And again, seeing an animal is not a bad or good thing. Every animal has its own wisdom to offer. Like when I look through this book of medicine cards, I actually literally, you would not believe this, but I just opened the book to snake. So are we being guided? Yeah, I think so. So here it says snake, and snake means transmutation. Snake, come crawling. There's fire in your eyes. So it's all about learning about initiation and spiritual connection and alchemy and transmutation. So there's a whole thing here. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but that was the perfect example because I just said snake and I literally just opened it up to snake. So every animal has its own interpretation, but most importantly, what is the meaning for you? If you see an eagle soaring high in the sky and you feel freedom and you feel like this soaring sense of possibility, then that's what it means for you. It might mean something else to someone else, but to you, it means that. Now, most animals tend to have a similar feeling to them. So when you see a bunny, it means like playfulness and, you know, put more play in your life. But it also might mean like prey. So I tend to want to see the positive side of most things. So when I look for animals, I tend to see their positive side as well. Even if it's in the darkness, there's nothing wrong with darkness. It could mean mystery. It could mean unknown. It could mean that you need to have some boundaries up with certain people in your life. All those things are fine. It's not good or bad. So that's another way to relate to animals as spirit medicine. And the final way is to call in your own animal spirit. And the cool thing about this that I found in the work that I do is you can have a different spirit animal for different phases in your life. So it's not that you have one animal that follows you through your life unless that's what you feel called to. Again, there's no right or wrong here. Animals have medicine for all of us in many different ways. So what I like to do every once in a while, or when I feel like I'm in a period of transition or transformation, or perhaps I'm about to take a journey, whether it's an internal journey through transformation or it's an external journey through travel or change or creation, I call forth a spirit animal. And it's a very simple process to do this. I literally will put myself into a meditative state, like my morning meditation. And then I will just call forth and say, please show me, spirit guide, please show me my spirit animal for this phase in my life. Who is my guiding spirit animal? And then what I might do is just allow myself to relax and just to sense. And sometimes I get a very visual picture of an animal. And sometimes I go on a little meditative journey. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So go ahead and take some nice deep breaths. If you are doing something active right now, you can follow along and then just do this on your own at a later point. There's no right or wrong here. Go ahead and get yourself into a relaxed state by following your breath. Sometimes we tend to overthink things, and it could be much more simple. If you want to find your way to sitting somewhere comfortable, perhaps you're sitting at your altar, perhaps you're just sitting in a comfortable chair, just allow yourself to feel your inhale and feel your exhale. I invite you to go to a place in nature that feels very sweet and calming and peaceful right now. Whether it's sitting at the edge of that river, sitting on a beach, in a grassy field, in a mountain, wherever you're called to. And once you find yourself there, go ahead and look down at your feet. Look at your hands. And take a look all around you. Notice the environment. Notice the feeling of the air on your skin. Is it cool? Is it warm? Is it wet from the ocean mist? Begin to notice your environment. Take a nice deep breath in and see the smells, feel the smells, experience the smells. And as you begin to look around, you get a sense that there is something watching you. There's somebody there. Get a sense that it's for you. It's not random. I want you to look around until you spot this particular being that's there to bring you guidance. You might be called to look up in the sky or out into the ocean or near you by the grass or the trees. See what you notice. Once you find your animal, take a moment to honor its presence and honor that this is in fact your spirit animal coming to guide you in this next phase of your life. Whether it's a project, whether it's an internal transformation, whether it's a journey you're about to take, this animal is here to guide you. And you can take a moment right now and ask, what are you here to teach me? And just listen. Sometimes you receive a word, a symbol, a feeling, a knowing. And just receive it fully. Once you're complete, give gratitude once again for this spirit animal. And just know that as you go back into your life, you're going to have the guidance, the wisdom, the gifts that this animal is going to bring you. Now take a nice deep breath and open your eyes. Now, if you didn't see an animal, you might want to go ahead and do that again. You can go and rewind and listen to that once again. You can just journal and continue to write and ask and call forth. You can also go out into nature with the pure intention of finding your spirit animal for this next phase of your life. What I love to do, and this happens to me when I go and I discover my new spirit animal for the next season of my life, there's so many beautiful resources online. You can look up spirit medicine animals. There's some beautiful websites that'll give you meanings of different spirit animals, everything from birds to snakes to bugs to ants. You can definitely find it online. Or you can just stay with what your animal told you during the guided visualization, those few moments there. And again, what I would just advise is that you don't overthink it, is that you just stay playful and curious around it. And if you want to explore the medicine cards, you can go ahead and check out the link in the show notes. But this is just one fun spiritual practice that uses nature's medicine as guidance. That's what we're here for. We're here to connect with the world around us, and animals are a big part of that. So I hope you enjoyed connecting with your spirit animal. I hope you enjoyed the medicine of the salmon that we received for us as guidance today. And take that and move forward and maybe take some time and reflect, whether it's journaling or just thinking about it or chatting about it with a friend, or sending this episode by sharing it to a friend so they can find their own spirit animal, and then you guys can chat about it together. Either way, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. This is Elena Lipson, your Divine Self-Care Mentor, talking about all things spirituality, self-care, sometimes sexuality, always motherhood, entrepreneurship, and beyond. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I'll see you on the next episode of Divine Self-Care Meditations and Musings. And don't forget, take care of yourself. I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elainalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.